tov, mazel tov, simin tov, mazel tov, simin tov, yeheilonu. Simin tov, mazel tov, simin tov, mazel tov, simin tov, mazel tov, simin tov, yeheilonu, 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 ulachol Yisrael, yeheilonu, yeheilonu, ulachol Yisrael, yeheilonu, yeheilonu, ulachol Yisrael, yeheilonu, yeheilonu, ulachol Yisrael. Nagila hava, nagila hava, nagila v'nischa. Hava, nagila hava, nagila hava, nagila v'nischa. Hava neranena, hava neranena, hava neranena v'nischa. Hava neranena, hava neranena, hava neranena v'nischa. Achim b'lev sameach, achim b'lev sameach, achim b'lev sameach, achim b'lev sameach, achim b'lev sameach. Achim b'lev sameach, achim b'lev sameach, achim b'lev sameach, achim b'lev sameach, achim b'lev sameach. V'chustana v'artisahalei Melech Hamda Libi V'chustana v'artisahalei Eilech Hamda Libi V'chustana v'artisahalei Melech Hamda da libi sana be atisale ay lecham da libi ve 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 sana be atisale. Sahira secha, Rabbeinu beinu mitzvah secha, ve'yachel levaveinu la'achol yiro eshemecha, lema'an lo neivosh v'lo nikolem v'lo nikosher le'olam va'ed, lema'an lo neivosh v'lo Hashem Mitzion, Urevet of Yerushalayim. Yevarechecha Hashem Mitzion, Kol Yemei Yemei Chayecha. Urevanim Livanecha, Shalom Yisrael. Urevanim Livanecha, Shalom Yisrael. Urevanim Livanecha, Shalom Yisrael. Urevanim Livanecha, Shalom Yisrael. Sisilas Yerushalayim Giluba, Giluba Kolo Aveho Kolo Aveho. Sisilas Yerushalayim Giluba, Giluba Kolo Aveho. Achol Masayich Ilavim Gadet Yishomrim, Kol Hayom V'Kol Halayla. Achol Masayich Ilavim Gadet Yishomrim, Kol Hayom V'Kol Halayla, Kol Halayla. Hayot Yishama Beretzos Yerushalayim Kol Sason V'Kol Simcha Kol Chason V'Kol Kalo Gila Nina Vitza V'Chenva Ava V'Achva V'Shalom V'Reyus Gila Nina Vitza V'Chenva Ava V'Achva V'Shalom V'Reyus Tire kama tov yeh Bashana haba 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 Yismechu hashamayim Yismechu hashamayim V'nisagel haaretz Yiram hayom Yiram hayom Yiram hayom Umelo 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 Shali L'shlom Asirayim Zion Halos Shalim Halos Shalim L'shlom Asirayim Zion Halos Shalim Halos Shalim L'shlom Asirayim Ay Zion Zion Halos Shalim L'shlom Asirayim Ay Zion Ay Zion Halos Shali L'shlom Asirayim
Yisroel yotzim b'yad Rama Uvenei 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 Yisroel yotzim b'yad Rama B'nei Yisroel yotzim Yatzivu Uriu Es Yeshua Hashem Is Yatzivu Uriu Es Yeshua Hashem Hut hut Kum Mashiach Kum Mashiach Hinei Zebo Is Yatzivu Uriu Es Yeshua Hashem Is Yatzivu Uriu Es Yeshua Hashem Kum Mashiach Kum Mashiach Hinei Zebo Dama, the ain't the yegal yammo. Adam the yegal dama, the ain't the yegal yammo. Madame the yegal dama, the ain't the yegal yammo. Adam the yegal dama, the ain't the yegal yammo. The morning of Moisri, the Amavin of Moisrin. Adam doiga yibadama, the doiga yibadama. Tamam veina moizri, yamma veina koizri. Adam doiga yibadama, the doiga yibadama. Da 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 da. העובר עין והעושיד עין והאוהב כהרף עין דאגו מנין העובר עין והעושיד עין והאוהב כהרף עין דאגו מנין העובר עין והעושיד עין והאוהב כהרף עין דאגו מנין העובר עין והעושיד עין והאוהב כהרף עין דאגו מנין la 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 da akominai ai digi digi do 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 da akominai devai haser וגם חרון ויום זילם בשיר ירוי נחנו במגלי צדק שהיא ברכז בני ירון דווי עושר וגם חרון ויום זילם בשיר ירוי נחנו במגלי צדק שהיא ברכז בני ירון כל חסון וכל שמחה וכל שמחה כל חסון וכל קלו עוד ישמע ביורי יהודה ובחוצות ירושלים כל חסון וכל שמחה וכל שמחה כל חסון וכל קלו עוד ישמע ביורי יהודה ובחוצות כי הם חיינו Shalom Aleichem Malachei Ashoreis Malachei Elyoim Melech Malachei Amelochim HaKodesh Baruch Hu Shalom Aleichem Malachei Ashoreis Malachei Elyoim Melech Malachei Amelochim HaKodesh Baruch Hu Ay 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 Shalom Aleichem Malachei Ashoreis Malachei Elyoim Melech Malachei Amelochim
רונה אותך אוהב, אבא אלייך אשובה, עם געגועים בלב. רונה שלי רונה, רונה אותך אוהב, אבא אלייך אשובה, עם געגועים בלב. הולך מכאן רונה, חוזר לשם רונה, משם לכאן רונה, הולך מכאן רונה, חוזר לשם.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
I do apologize for starting late tonight. Who knew that camels could make such a mess? Matanya, next time I'll give you a call, and I'd be sure to use your contacts to get us back from Sinai a little bit faster.
She never wants to ask for directions.
But I do want to go as fast as possible.
Get off the camel.
So tonight, you might be able to tell from the bima that tonight's service is going to look and sound and be a little bit different. As the sun sets tonight, we say goodbye to Sukkot and we welcome Simchat Torah, the festival for the celebration of the Torah. The Torah, we are taught, is sweet, sweet like honey. When a child begins to learn the alphabet, traditionally they would learn each letter one at a time, and as they mastered the aleph, the teacher would put a drop of honey on their tongue, and with the bet, another drop. And by the time you got to Taf, you had a child who was flying high on sugar, ready to dance, ready to embrace life. Tonight we will dance. Yes, we will dance. And we will drink, and we will celebrate the beauty, the joy, and the sweetness of the Torah. We begin tonight with the song, Sweet as Honey. It can be found on our website, along with the link for services as a download. We hope you join us.
Sweet as honey, sweet as honey, sweet as honey on our tongue. Sweet as honey, sweet as honey, sweet as honey on our tongue. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu la'asok b'divrei Torah, la'asok b'divrei Torah. Sweet as honey, sweet as honey, sweet as honey on our tongue. Sweet as honey, sweet as honey, sweet as honey on our tongue. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu la'asok b'divrei Torah, la'asok b'divrei Torah. Sweet as honey, sweet as honey, sweet as honey on our tongue. Sweet as honey, sweet as honey, sweet as honey on our tongue.
As we welcome in Shabbat, we also welcome in the festival of Simchat Torah. And so the blessing that we will do tonight is a little bit different, but it should be familiar, as it's one that we did on Rosh Hashanah as well. And so we continue with the blessing for the candles, which can be found on page 120.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat v'yom tov.
We rise for the Baruch Hu, which can be found on a page. On page 146. Please rise.
Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam Va'ed.
On Simchat Torah, we celebrate the love that we have for God, the love we have for Torah, and how generation through generation, not only in generations past, but God willing, in generations to come, this joy, this love story between God and the Jewish people will continue. And so we sing of our love for God as one that will be forever.
Who knows how long I've loved you? Who knows I love you still? I could wait a lonely lifetime. If you want me to, I will. Love you forever and forever. Love you with all my heart. Love you whenever we're together. Love you when we're apart. And when at last I find you, our song will fill the air. Make it loud so I can hear you. Make it easy to be near you. For the things you do endear you to me. Oh, you know I will. And if I ever saw you, I didn't catch your name, but it never really mattered. I will always feel the same. Love you forever and forever. Love you with all my heart. Love you whenever we're together. Love you when we're apart. And when at last I find you, our song will fill the air. Make it loud so I can hear you. Make it easy to be near you. For the things you do endear you to me. Oh, you know I will. Lie, die, 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 lie, die, 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 die.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Elokeinu Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Elokeinu Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed.
Our Siddur, our prayer book, is a beautiful tapestry of words of Torah. Each prayer draws from someplace in the Tanakh, someplace in the Bible, its inspiration or its words. And in the book in the prayer known as the Ve'ahavta on page 154, we see the weaving together of words from Deuteronomy and words from Numbers, helping us, guiding us, words of Torah to help us each and every day. So tonight we'll sing these words in English. The words will be very close to the words on page 154. Here and there, the translation may be different, but it's close enough.
Love Adonai your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your mind. And these words which I command you on this day shall be in your heart, shall be in your heart. Teach them faithfully unto your children. Speak of them when you sit in your house, when you walk by the way, when you lie down, and when you rise. Bind them for a sign upon your hand, that they may be a symbol between your eyes. Write on the doorpost of your house, and upon your gates, and upon your gates. Teach them faithfully unto your children. Speak of them when you sit in your house, when you walk by the way, when you lie down, and when you rise, and when you rise.
So a funny little anecdote on our beloved cantor Carl Nalawai Jr. of blessed memory. So after one of my visits to Israel and going to the synagogue called Kol HaNeshama, I came back and I said to Chazan, I said, they close every service with the prayer Kol HaNeshama. I said, isn't that great that they have a prayer that's kind of like a theme song for their congregation? And I said to Chazan, I said, wouldn't it be lovely if we did too? And he looked at me and said, Rabbi.
No, he didn't. He said,
Rabbi, we do. And then he walked away. And then we did the service, and we sang Vishamru B'nai Yisrael, and the children of Israel shall guard the Sabbath. And I was like, oh. And so now every time we sing Vishamru, I think of Cantor Nalawai. We continue on page 162 with words from Exodus.
V'shamru b'nei Yisrael ha-Shabbat לעשות את השבת לדורותם בעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם בעולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם בעולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ. ושמרו בני ישראל השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם בעולם. וביום השביעי שבת ויהי נפש, שבת ויהי נפש, שבת ויהי נפש. ושמרו בני ישראל השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם בעולם.
I can't be out of breath yet.
Not yet. You got a long
It's a
evening ahead
marathon,
of
not
you,
a
Abba.
sprint.
True. So this morning, I was speaking with some friends of mine who are rabbis, and one of them said that a congregant had asked her, Rabbi, why do rabbis like to dance on Simchat Torah? And she said, because it means that the high holidays are over. It's true. It's true for cantors, too.
I
Yeah.
was just going to say.
And so
I guess
tonight
cantors
we
do.
dance. Now for years I've been threatening that the cantor and I would do some interpretive dancing. And tonight we will be interpreting the books of Torah along with Michael Hersher as we go through the entire Torah in one night, because we know some of you didn't have the opportunity to study Torah each and every Shabbat. So tonight we will hear every portion of the Torah in one night.
From start to finish.
From start to finish. Well,
Each
actually,
portion.
it'll be more from almost start to the finish and then to the start.
No, I mean every single portion.
No, it is every
Start to
portion.
finish.
But I think we're starting with Parshat Noach.
We are, but I want everybody to buckle up.
Oh, yeah, buckle up.
Yeah.
And it's going to be fun.
Be an evening.
I think that's a better way of saying it. It will be an evening.
It will be an evening.
It
but
will
first,
be an
Rabbi,
evening.
we have to get the Torah.
And I think we may not want to have this version of services uploaded onto YouTube for good. So we rise for the Seder Kriyat Torah, for the service of the reading of the Torah,
364.
which is on page 364. Please rise.
But I'm going to start when you're up there. So, Rabbi? King Mitzion Tetzei Torah, King Mitzion Tetzei Torah, Udevar Adonai Mirushalayim, Baruch Shanatan Torah, Baruch Shanatan Torah, Le'amo Yisrael B'kedushato, Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Kadosh Shemo, Gadlul Adonai Ti Uneromema Shemo Yachtav, Lecha Adonai HaGadol VeHaGevura VeHaTiferet והנצח וההוד, כי כה בשמיים ובארץ, כי כה בשמיים ובארץ, לך אדוני הממלכה והמתנשא לכל ראש.
Are you ready?
I was very impressed with Michael's fire abilities.
I just don't think fire should be anywhere near a Torah. If it's not a near Tamid, keep it away from the Torah.
That's so good.
Or if I'm drinking, that is also an important point.
Don't make me try to jump over.
So, to get us in the mood for dancing with the Torah, we're going to begin tonight with a little clip from Hava Nagila, and I hope it gets you tapping your toes and ready to dance. and it's to put us in the mood to read a little Torah.
You tell me, what is Hava Nagila?
Is it a dance? Like the polka?
It's some sort of celebration song.
La 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 la. They sang and danced at my bar mitzvah, but other than that, I'm clueless.
It could be some kind of food, nagila. That much I know.
Relentless, it's resilient. But then again, so are cockroaches.
Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas, non-Christian friend.
That song is immediately a connection back to tradition and community. One that just takes me back to a sense of, well, that's who I should be, or that's who I'm supposed to be.
It is a melody that evokes new life and hope and joy. And that's a wonderful symbol for the Jewish people to have and for the rest of the world to think of as being a Jewish symbol.
When I went anywhere in the world, there were two songs that stood out. One was Deo and Hava Nagila.
It was a song that would run through my head.
People would say, "You have any Jewish blood in you?" And I said, "Yes, I'm 10% Jewish on my manager's side."
Whenever it would start, everyone would just get happy.
Awesome.
Are you ready to call up the book of Genesis, Sefer Bereshit?
I am so ready, Rabbi. I'm gearing up. I'm just hoping that all of you are ready. I don't have sleeves to roll up, so I'm just going to pretend. Ya'amdu Korei Sefer Bereshit. Everybody get up. Who's reading Sefer Genesis? Okay, so we need to get dressed. And we need our drink.
Ish Zadik Tamim Haya Bedorotav Et Elohim Hitalech Noach
Vayomer Adonai al Avram Lech lecha me'artzcha u'mimolatecha u'mibeit avicha al haaretz asher arecha.
Vayira elav Adonai be'elonei mamrei Vehu Yoshev Petach HaOhel Kecham Hayom
Hayu Haye Sarah Mea Shana Ve'esrim Shana Ve'shedna Ve'shayim Shinei Haye Sarah
Be'ele Toldot Yitzchak ben Avraham holid yet Yitzchak.
Vayetze Yaakov
מבאר שבע וילה הרנה.
Vayishlach Yaakov malachim lefanav.
El Esav Achiv Artsa Seir Sede Edom.
וישב יעקב בארץ מגורי אביו, בארץ כנען.
ויהי מקהת שנתים ימים, ופרעה חולם, והנה עומד על האור.
ויגש אליו יהודה, ויאמר בי אדוני ידבר נא עבדך דבר באוזני אדוני, ואל ייחר בך בעבדך כי כמוך כפרעה.
ויהי יעקב בארץ מצרים 17 שנה, ויהי ימי יעקב שני חייו 7 שנים, וירבעים ומד שנה.
חזק חזק ונתחזק. Amen.
Amen. A little bit of the forbidden
L'chaim.
fruit to set off the night.
A guinea worm went up my nose.
Wow, that is powerful. Is there music? Do I hear it? Do you hear the call?
קיבלתי אונס המוגזם, שבתו אותי למוות, ישבתי על כיסא חשמל, נפלתי מהבית, לא יכולתי לפחות להחליף את הכיסאות, כי אומרים בדרך כלל משנה מקום, משנה מזל. היויה, אני שואל, היויה, אתם עונים, היויה, האם זה פייר? היויה, אתם לא יודעים, אח שלי עשה פולים לכן עבד בדואר.
Figured out why we were dressed.
We were dressed for Genesis.
Had a little rainbow, a little bit of the waters above,
A little garden, a little happy birthday.
And I wonder.
Two of each kind of creature.
I wonder what's going to happen during the book of Exodus.
But I'm ready to find out.
I can't wait to find out the highlights.
We need them to read Torah so we can breathe.
Yes, we do.
Okay. Ya'amdu Korei Sefer Shemot. Everybody get up. Who's reading Sefer Exodus?
איש וביתו באו.
ואירע אל אברהם, אל יצחק ואל יעקב ואל שדי, ושמי אדוני לא נודעתי לכם.
ויאמר אדוני אל משה, בוא אל פרעה, כי אני הכבדתי את ליבו ואת לב עבדיו למען שיתי אותותי אלה בקרבו.
Vayehi v'shalach paro et ha'am v'lo nacham Elohim derech eretz Pelishtim ki karovu ki amar Elohim ben yinachem ha'am biratam milchama v'shavu mitzrayma.
וישמע יתרו כהן מדיין חוטא משה את כל אשר עשה אלוהים למשה ולישראל עמו כי הוציא אדוני את ישראל ממצרים.
ואלה המשפטים אשר תשים לפניהם.
דבר אל בני ישראל, וייחו לי תרומה מאת כל איש אשר ידברנו ליבו, תיקחו את תרומתי.
ואתה תצווה את בני ישראל ויקחו אליך שמן זית זך כתית למאור להעלות נר תמיד.
כי תישא את ראש בני ישראל לפקודיהם, ונתנו איש כופר נפשו לאדוני בפקוד אותם, ולא יהיה בהם נגף בפקוד אותם.
ויקל משה את כל אדם בני ישראל ויאמר עליהם אלה הדברים אשר ציווה אדם לעשות אותם.
אלה פקודי המשכן, משכן העדות, אשר פוקד על פי משה, עבודת הלוויים, ביד איתמר, בן אהרון הכהן.
חזק חזק ונתחזק לחיים.
Land and sea never tasted so good together.
Holy moly.
That is.
But you know what, Miriam? Miriam?
Yeah, I thought you were Miriam.
Well, I am Miriam.
Okay, the other Miriam. Yes, Miriam.
I think we need to dance. Because when we left Egypt, we were so happy. We took our timbrels.
We got a timbrel.
And
ואלה הידיים עוד לא בניתי כפר, עוד לא מצאתי מים באמצע המדבר, עוד לא ציירתי פרח, עוד לא גיליתי איך, תוביל אותי הדרך ולאן אני הולך. עוד לא אהבתי די, הרוח והשמש על פניי. עוד לא אמרתי די, ואם לא עכשיו מתי.
you know what, Exodus, that was a highlight. That was a real highlight in our history. I loved, in Exodus it was so much fun making that matzah and eating it the first time, but only the first time.
It was delicious then. It's gotten old over the centuries.
Oh, well, right.
A little bit old.
This is actually one of the matzahs that we baked that night. Because matzah never goes bad.
It never does go bad.
Oh,
and I would
like
tell you, Rabbi, I could feel the
it never goes
spray.
worse.
I could feel the spray of the water as we were dancing when we were celebrating crossing.
And then when we got the Torah at Sinai, and then your brother had to go build the golden calf.
How come when he does something,
he's your
that I don't like,
brother?
He's my brother.
Oh, yes.
Otherwise, he's been your brother.
That's true. That is true.
All right.
Mom always liked
But you know what I really love?
Please don't ask.
When I see you, I just want to say, I got you, babe.
But I got flowers in the spring.
Don't you want to know what happens?
I do.
Once we get out there and God has given us the Torah,
I feel God ready to call.
Call the people.
Sefer Vayikra. Get up, all the readers of Sefer Leviticus.
Vayikra Moshe Vaydaber Adonai Elav Ma'el Moed Lemor Tzav et Aaron ve'et banav lemor Zot Torah ha'olah hi ha'olah al mokda al hamizbeach kol halayla ad haboker ve'esh hamizbeach tukad bo
Vayehi bayom hashmini Kara Moshe le'Aharon uvanav ulzignei Yisrael.
Daber el bnei Yisrael lemor isha ki tazria v'yalda zachar v'tam'a Shivat Yamim Kimei Nidatota Titama
Zot tiyeh Torah HaMetzorah B'yom Torato V'huvah El HaKohen
Vaydaber Adonai el Moshe Akarei Mot Shenei B'nei Aharon Bekorvatam Lifnei Adonai Vayamutu
Daber al kol adat b'nei Israel v'amarta Elohem kadoshim tihu ki kadosh ani Adonai Elohechem.
Vayomer Adonai al Moshe Amor al hakolhanim b'nei Aharon ve'amarta alehem lenefesh lo yitama be'amayim. Vaydaber Adonai al Moshe behar Sinai lemor.
Im behekuta telechu ve'emitrota tishmeru va'asitem otam.
Chazak, chazak, v'nitchazek.
Bottoms up.
Oh, goodness.
What? Mama told me not to come.
This is
There's nothing like a little spiritual. Let's try it again.
I had a toothache, but now it's gone.
There's nothing like a little spiritual purification. But you know what this is kind of reminding me of?
This is kind of reminding me of being at Sinai.
This reminds me of Nadav and Abihu, who after we dedicated, the priests, and we dedicated the tabernacle, we dedicated the priests, and then Nadav and Abihu, Aaron's sons, had a little something to drink.
And
they got smoked.
Whoa.
Because they drank in the tabernacle.
Oh.
You always have to be careful where you drink.
Yeah, you do.
Yes, you do.
So, during Leviticus, there were a lot of sacrifices.
Yes.
And the priests would rub blood on the ear, well, first on their thumbs.
On your thumb.
And on their earlobe. And on their toes.
And on your earlobe, yes.
No, I start with the earlobe.
Yes.
Because you should touch your earlobe before you touch your toe.
Your feet, yes.
And it was kind of messy.
It was very messy.
And you know what I don't like the most about that book?
Besides the blood?
Well, no. It has to do with the blood.
Yes.
Because my people were not Kohanim. My grandfather's family were the Levites, which means they didn't get any of the good meat, but they had to clean up the mess.
Yeah.
Go figure.
You know what? A sacred job. And on behalf of the rest of the Israelites, I want to say thank you.
I do appreciate that. But you know what they did after they cleaned up?
What did they do?
They would dance.
They would.
הוא היושב לו אי שם במרומים, הוא הרופא כל חולים, הוא הנותן רוב שמחה לילדים, הוא העושה משפטים, הוא בשמיים והוא היחיד, הוא הגדול הנורא, הוא השומר עלינו מצרה.
That went by so fast.
Rabbi, I thought we lost you there for a minute.
But you know what?
I need a drink.
Oh, you'll have plenty of time. Because we're going to be in the desert for 40 years.
We are. We've got a long haul ahead of us.
My drink went out, though.
Your drink went out. Mine is still
still doing its thing.
It's still sputtering here. Yes, it is.
Yeah. So, let's see what we did.
Are we ready for the desert readers?
Always ready.
Always ready. Okay, let me catch my breath.
Adima.
I gotta say, Michael is very mellow on this journey. I think he's seen the entire 40 years in the desert through rose-colored glasses.
It's all about the journey, not the destination.
Try telling that to the Israelites.
Yeah, you know what? Life is a journey. And death is a destination.
And on that note, Ya'amdu Korei Sefer B'Midbar. Get up, all the readers of Sefer Numbers.
וידבר אדוני אל משה במדבר סיני באוהל מועד באחד לחודש השני בשנה השנית לצאתם מארץ מצרים לאמור.
נשא את ראש בני גרשון גם הם לבית אבותם למשפחותם. דבר אל אהרון ואמרת אליו והעלותך את הנרות אל מול פני המנורה יאירו שבעת הנרות. שלח לך אנשים ויתורו את ארץ כנען אשר אני נותן לפני ישראל. איש אחד למטה אבותיו תשלחו kol nasivahem.
Vayikaf Korach ben Yitzhar ben Kehat ben Levi Vedatan va'Aviram b'nei Eliav ve'on ben Pelet b'nei Reuven.
Zot chukat haTorah asher tziva Adonai lemor daber el bnei Yisrael vayikachu elecha faraduma tamima asher ein pamum asher lo ala aleha ol.
Vayar Balak ben Zippor et kol asher asa Yisrael la'emorim.
Pinchas ben Elazar ben Aharon HaKohen Heshiv et Hamati me'al b'nei Yisrael Vekan o et kinati betocham velo hiliti et b'nei Yisrael bet kinati.
Vaydaber Moshe al Rosheh Hamatot Livnei Yisrael Lamor Zeh Hadavar Asher Tziva Adonai.
Ele mas'ei b'nei Yisrael asher yatzu me'eretz Mitzrayim letziv otam be'ad Moshe ve'Aharon. Chazak chazak v'nitchazek l'chaim.
Here's mud in your eye.
Apparently.
Baby.
Hogla.
Yes, my sister.
You know, I know it was a long time ago that we were in the desert. It was a very long time. And yet, when I hear those words from Bamidbar once again,
You had to think about that for a minute, didn't you?
I couldn't remember which language was my native language. I wasn't sure, do I just say numbers or Bamidbar?
You couldn't remember what book we were in. Tell the truth.
No, I knew the book.
You did.
I didn't know the language.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
So, when I hear that story of God promising the Jewish people the land of Israel, and then we find out that people doesn't mean people.
Hey.
That people meant men. And our poor father Zelophehad, who went in the desert and didn't have any sons.
Wait, how did he go? And where did he do that?
In the desert.
In the desert. Okay, just checking.
And just because
Actually, because he didn't have one of these.
No. And just because we were women.
You know what?
We were not going to inherit. And so you know what happened?
Well, I remember gathering together.
And do you remember?
And did we kvetch?
We kvetched. And then there was that lady in the back, Betty Friedansky and Gloria Stymansky.
I remember them
And
both
you know what they
very
told
well.
us to do?
They said, stand up for your rights.
They said, take it to the top.
That's right.
And we did.
Amen, sister.
And then we drank.
That's
After
right.
we
And
won
then we drank.
our first protest.
Yes. L'chaim.
Nancy Pelosi.
Hey harmonika nagni li shade al kostli od nirkoda et hafora ora tagali ora shera katupa ora haglili od nirkoda et hafora ora tagali Od koda et hora hora shera kanu יחד בגליל. עוד תודה את ההור שרקדנו.
I remember when you said that. And you know what we all said? We second it.
We're on the home stretch.
And you know what?
Oh my gosh. 40 years! 40 years in that desert, and Moses couldn't stop at a camel station and get some directions.
And I see the light at the end of the tunnel.
You may see the light, but you know what I see? I see the promised land. That's why we drank the promises, because we're almost there.
We do. And some of us, though, some of us will not actually make it to the other side. I don't want to talk about it. It upsets me.
Well, you know, Hogla, it's really only those who are born in the land of Israel that are so old
Not in the land of Israel. Not in the land of
the land of Egypt. But luckily, I'm just a smidge younger than you.
Yes, you are. You know what, though? But I could see myself sending you on the way.
I'm sure you could. I am sure you think about that.
Go to the promise. As long as you're happy. Don't worry about me here in the desert. As long as you're happy.
I am looking forward to that land of milk and honey.
Ya'amdu kor'ei sefer dvarim. Everyone get up who's reading Sefer Deuteronomy.
Ele ha'devarim asher diber Moshe el kol Yisrael be'ever hayarden bamidbar barava mul suf ben paran uven tofel v'lavan v'hatzerot v'dizahar
v'etchanan el Adonai v'etahi lemor
Ekev tishme'un et hamishpatim ha'ele ushmartem v'asitem otam v'shamar Adonai Elohecha lecha et haberit v'et hachesed asher nishba la'avotecha
Ra'eh Anochi Noten Lifnechem Hayom Baracha Uklala
שופטים ושוטרים תיתן לך בכל שעריך אשר אדוני אלוהיך נותן לך לשפוטך ושפטו את העם משפט צדק.
כי תצא למלחמה על אויביך ונתנו Adonai Elohecha biyadecha v'shivta shivyan.
V'haya ki tavo el haaretz asher Adonai Elohecha noten lecha nachlecha birivta ve'yashavta ba.
Atem nitzavim hayom kulechem lifnei Adonai Elohechem Roshechem Shivtechem Ziknechem V'shotrechem Kol Ish Yisrael
Vayelech Moshe Vaydaber Et hadvarim ha'ele el kol Yisrael.
Ha'azinu hashamayim v'yadabera
ותשמע הארץ אמרי פי.
No! Every single year, we get to this part in the Torah. And poor Moses. I know. Moses, he's on the mountain. He's so close. I know. He was only 120 years old. I know.
In spite of it, we have to say
No.
We have to say
No.
We have to say it.
Okay.
Chazak. Niet chazak. The walk in the desert for so many years is
this is really good.
taking it out of me, but this might give me a little.
Oh, this will help.
Little boost.
This will help. There's nothing when you're feeling sad to have a little whipped cream and I think it's cookies and cream.
To your health, to the next generation.
May you all live to be 120,
121.
and see the land of Israel for yourself, not from afar, from up close. It's much better up close.
L'shem.
Yum.
This might give me a little pick
This is
me
my
up.
favorite.
It's getting in my mustache.
But now I kind of feel,
Little something.
I feel like
You
dancing.
can save a little for later.
Why not?
There you go.
תראה כמה טוב יהיה בשנה הבאה. תראה כמה טוב יהיה בשנה הבאה. תראה כמה טוב יהיה בשנה הבאה.
My knees aren't what they used to be.
You know what's nice about Judaism?
I know
What?
the doctor.
You know that saying, all good things must come to an end?
Except
The Torah.
the Torah does
The
not
Torah,
come to an end.
Ein Mukdam ve'ein Muchar, there is no beginning and there is no end.
There's no beginning, there's
No end, because Jews don't let a single day pass from finishing the Torah to beginning it again.
That's right.
Because life, it goes on and on and on and on, and we pass the baton one generation to the next. And so first we call up the Chatan Torah, the bridegroom of the Torah, somebody who comforts us as they read that last passage, as we read that never again arose a prophet like Moshe. And you know, Cantor,
Yes, Rabbi.
I heard we have a special guest.
We have some very special
Some
guests,
very
but I have
special
to
guests.
tell you, Rabbi,
Yeah.
as much as I've enjoyed this journey
Yeah?
through the desert with you and Michael, I'm having a very hard time taking you seriously with that little hat on.
Well, this was my morning hat. Not like the morning, like in the AM, but like,
yes.
you know, my widow's kind of hat.
I know.
I know, it's very sad.
You need a minute?
No, just a second.
Okay.
But I think I'm good now. I think I'm ready. I think I can handle it. And I got a box of tissues
I'm ready
right
to
here,
say
just in
goodbye
case.
and to start again. So,
We could do this.
we can. Ya'amdu Chatan HaTorah and everyone who is from the greatest generation, the silent generation, or the baby boomer generation, all represented by Erwin Karp and Anne Bancroft.
Baruch Hu Adonai HaMevorach, Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam Va'ed, Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech Haolam, Asher Baruch Banu Mikol Hamim, V'natan Lanu Et Torato, Baruch Atah Adonai Noten HaTorah.
ולא קם נביא עוד בישראל כמשה, אשר יראו אדוני פנים אל פנים, לכל האותות והמופתים אשר שלחו אדוני לעשות בארץ מצרים, לפרעה ולכל עבדיו ולכל ארצו, ולכל היד החזקה ולכל המורא הגדול, אשר עשה משה לעיני כל ישראל.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torah emet, v'chayei olam nata b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai, noten haTorah.
Amen.
Yasher koach.
Yasher koach. You know what was so exciting about that? Well, first of all, it was exciting that I was the only one on the bima not old enough to do that aliyah, just saying. But it was also pretty amazing that we had members of our community from San Diego all the way up to Massachusetts who were able to be with us tonight.
Yes.
And you know what? None of us were here. We were on Sinai. Or not on Sinai, we were at the base of Mount Nebo.
Yes, we were.
Mourning Moses. But you know what? I think a new day is coming.
I feel it.
I think so too.
I like that we don't have very long to feel sad.
And I wonder if we have any other special guests.
We do.
Maybe from those who were too young to be born in the land of Egypt, those who actually went into the land of Israel. Do you think?
We have not only that, we have those who are too young to be, and who are born in generations that I'm not really sure which one comes first. This stumped me a little bit, but we're going to give it a shot.
Let's give it a shot.
Okay. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Ya'amdu chatan bereshit, and all those in Generation X, Xennials, Millennials, Gen Y, and Gen Z, represented by Lisa Wong and Lucy Beckett.
Baruch Hu Adonai Hamorach. Baruch Adonai Hamorach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech Haolam, Asher Bachar Banu Mikol Ha'amim, V'natan Lanu Et Torato. Baruch Atah Adonai Noten HaTorah.
Reshit bara Elohim et hashamayim ve'et haaretz, v'haaretz hayta tohu vavohu, v'choshech al pnei tehom, v'ruach Elohim merachefet al pnei hamayim. Vayomer Elohim yehi or, vayhi or. Vayar Elohim et haor ki tov, vayavdel Elohim ben haor uben hachoshech, vayikra Elohim laor yom, v'lachoshech kara laila, vayhi erev vayhi boker yom echad.
Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech Haolam, Asher Natan Lanu Torah Emet, V'chayei Olam Nata B'tochenu. Baruch Atah Adonai Noten HaTorah.
Amen.
Yasher koach.
Yasher koach to all of our Torah readers. What a journey you have taken us on tonight. I am so proud of all of our Torah readers. That was truly amazing. And all those who volunteered to do the aliyot. What a joyous, joyous thing to see so many of the faces of our congregation celebrating with us tonight. But you know, Cantor.
Yes, Rabbi.
First, I should ask people to please rise before I do this.
That's right. Everybody, please rise.
Our Torah is such a little Torah. I think it's getting late. The Torah wants to go home. Can you sing her home, Cantor?
We can do that. Eitz Chaim hi lemachzikim ba v'tomchei ha.
So, as we begin announcements, I first have to start with a thank you to our incredible bartenders, Shel HaTorah, our bartenders of the Torah. Whew. Deanna Stevens and Stacy, I've had too much to drink. I don't remember your last name. Wallach? That's what it was. Stacy Wallach. And Russ, what is your last name? And Russ Stevens, well, that would make sense. And Russ Stevens, who came up with these amazing concoctions for us to drink. And I hope you guys had a chance to take a look at all of the incredible stands that they were on. We had Noah's Ark. We had the Ark of the Covenant. For numbers, we had a podium like the Olympics with number 1, 2, and 3. For another one, we had something else that I don't remember. And for Deuteronomy, of course, we had Moses atop Mount Nebo with the words of the Shema inscribed in gold at the base of the mountain. It was truly, truly spectacular and so much fun. And Michael, you were a man of many surprises. I may never look at you the same way again. And Cantor is always a delight.
Rabbi,
such a delight.
Joy to walk through creation all the way to the
I
promised
feel
land.
like I have been with you for an eternity.
Forever. A lifetime and beyond.
So true. So as we say goodbye to Sukkot tonight, I want to announce the winners that we had for our Sukkot contest. We had an incredible, some really lovely, incredible entries for the mini Sukkah contest as well as for the large one, and you could still go on the Padlet page and look at all the contestants and hear them talk about their Sukkot. Should we do the mini or the large first?
I think we should do the mini.
Okay, so for the mini.
I think we should do the mini.
For the first runner-up for the mini Sukkah was Mia Olson. And for the winner, can I have a drum roll, please? Of the mini Sukkah was Isaac Robinson! And then for the large Sukkot, our first runner-up was Abby Pierce. Woo! And I need a drum roll, please. And the winner for the large Sukkah, inspired by Tel Aviv, was our Disco Sukkah by Gali and Oren Schwartz. Woo! If you have not seen all of these contestants, you really have to go on. They were amazing. And my apologies to my husband, but I so loved the Disco Sukkah. We may have to do that next year at our house because that was amazing. So tomorrow, Sukkot.
You know what that means, Rabbi?
What?
Next year.
In my Sukkah.
In your Sukkah for a disco party.
Be there or be
You heard it here first.
Oh, wait, no, this is disco. Sorry, wrong dance.
That's right.
Well, okay. back to this. Tomorrow morning, our celebration of Shabbat continues at 10 a.m. with Torah study. At 10:30 a.m., we will have Kavanah Shabbat will begin. And on Sunday, we will resume religious school at 9:30 in the morning with Tefillah. And on next Wednesday, Wibby will be holding a discussion with Maylee Tom. I feel like I should know who Maylee Tom is. Do you know who Maylee Tom is?
You put me on the spot.
So if there's somebody from Wibby and you're watching tonight, if you could give us a little more information in the chat about Maylee Tom and how wonderful that discussion is going to be, that would be fabulous. And someplace I have an order of service.
I have one for you.
We could say Kaddish.
Just a minute.
Oh, am I going to say Kaddish now? I will say Kaddish now. Such a different mood. Oh, you're a good woman. Thank you, Cantor. So sadly, we turn our thoughts and our attention before we conclude our service to our loved ones who are no longer with us. There are some names known to our congregation, even though the people are known by not as many. And a name that anyone who's come to Shabbat has become sadly familiar with is the name Zizi Waithaka. Zizi was the absolutely beloved and adored wife of David Waithaka, the adored and beloved mother of David Jr. and Ariel Waithaka. And she was beloved. She was also fortunate to become the grandmother of Nomi Waithaka. Zizi has been on our healing list for many years. Sometimes we keep names on there hoping that the pure power of prayer will keep them going. And sadly, this week, Zizi breathed her last breath, and we laid her to rest during this week. And so on behalf of the congregation, we extend our condolences to Zizi's husband and sons, to David Jr., and to Ariel, and to Nomi Waithaka. She was an extraordinary woman, filled with dance, filled with joy, and filled with a sense of grace. It is also with sadness that we announce the passing of Camilla Greenlaw White, the absolutely adored and beloved grandmother of Valerie Gross, beloved grandmother-in-law of Eric Gross, and beloved great-grandmother of Berkeley and Keaton Gross. And we extend our condolences to the whole family, but in particular to Valerie, who found great inspiration from her grandmother, learning how to be an Eshet Chayil, a woman of valor, a woman who gives of herself to not only her family, but to her community, and whose very presence makes the world better. And our condolences to all of you on this night. And also with great sadness, we announce the passing of Marilyn Favor, the very beloved mother of Melissa Grand, beloved mother-in-law of Alan Grand, and beloved grandmother to Rachel and Ethan Grand, a woman who, by example, taught Melissa how to be a loving mother and an adored wife. And our condolences, Melissa, and to your entire family on the passing of your mother. It is also with sadness that we recall the recent passing of Dorothy D.R. Dwash, the beloved stepmother of Sue Schooley, beloved stepmother-in-law of Tim Schooley, and beloved Bubby for Sam and Max Schooley. And also with sadness, we recall the recent passing of John Burnett, the beloved father of Deanna Stevens and beloved father-in-law of Stacy Wallach. Also with sadness, we recall the recent passing of David DeLugich, the beloved brother of Susan DeLugich, beloved uncle of Eli and Roberta Korch. And also with sadness, we recall the recent passing of Margaret Moon, the beloved aunt of Martha Moon and Judy Hyman. Zichronam Livracha, may their memories forever be a blessing. We also recall loved ones who passed away at this time in years past. We remember John Anderson, Joan Block, Sharon Crandell, William Davis, Rebecca Edel, Irving Emick, Ralph Falk, Ruth Felderstein, Lester Felderstein, Wendy Feldman, Bernard Fields, Helen Gabal, Rena Goodman, Harry Green, Martin Harris, Dorit Caro, Walter Klein, Eugene Pops Lang, Morris Levin, Rose Newman Litt, Anna Livingston, Sarah Lopez, Jacqueline Martin, Michael Mislowski, David Miara, Roy Moon, Melvin Morse, Beatrice Outwater, Elaine Porras, Katrina Rubenstein Ward, Julius Redman, Howard Siegel, Molly Silverman, Isidore Solomon, Irving Solov, Doris Sparsman, Arlene Swartz, Marilyn Tannen, Hannah Tochterman, Robert Turner, Cecil Warwick, Louis Weintraub, and Samuel Zalkind. If there are names of loved ones that you are saying Kaddish for tonight, I invite you to please feel free to write the names of your loved ones in the chat to let us know who it is that you were remembering on this night. If you are saying Kaddish for a loved one tonight, I'd like to invite you to please rise and for you to allow us to offer you these words of comfort. Hamakom hanechem etchem betok sha'ar of Leit Zion v'Yushalayim. May God comfort you among the mourners of Zion and Jerusalem. And we ask everyone to please rise so that we might offer comfort to those who grieve, so that even at a time where they may feel alone or may feel lonely for their loved ones, they know that they are not alone, that they stand in the midst of their community, even as we are spread out from one end of the country to another. Please join me on 598. Git Gadal v'Yit Gadash Shemei Rabbah, Be'alma Divra Chirutei v'Yamlich Malchutei, B'chayechon uv'yomechon uv'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael, Ba'agala uv'izman kariv v'imru Amen. Yehei Shmei Rabbah mevarach le'olam omei almaya, Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitraman v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitalev v'yitalal Shmei Dekudsha b'richu, Le'elam min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechamata, damiran be'alma ve'imru, Amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imru, Amen. Osei shalom b'mromav, hu ya'asei shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imru, Amen. May the source of peace send peace to all who mourn and comfort to all who are bereaved. And let us all say, Amen. Amen. So Cantor.
Yes, Rabbi.
Oh, you know what they needed in the desert?
Air conditioning.
More air conditioning. Oy. But I took
we had to wait to get to the promised land for that.
Before we conclude, I took a peek. I took a peek underneath the challah cover, and I have to tell you, it delighted me, because every week we get a surprise for a different thing.
Yes, we do.
But tonight, somebody took one of my favorite teachings from the Talmud a little seriously. There's a teaching in the Talmud, Ein kemach, ein Torah, ve'ein Torah, ein kemach. Without flour or without sustenance, or without dough, there is no Torah. And without Torah, there is no sustenance. And so what do you think?
Whoosh.
Oops, we got a little Torah.
That's right.
But you know what? Even the matzah tastes good compared to eating the Torah. The Torah should be loved. The Torah should be danced with. It should never be eaten. And so tonight, there's a little plastic on there. Tonight we conclude, as every Simchat Torah should conclude, with something sweet on our lips to remind us of the sweetness of the Torah, the sweetness of learning, the sweetness of bringing Judaism into our lives every day. And so, Cantor, I'm going to let you and Michael sing.
While you enjoy.
While I enjoy.
Sweet as honey, sweet as honey, sweet as honey on our tongue. Sweet as honey, sweet as honey, sweet as honey on our tongue. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu la'asok b'divrei Torah la'asok b'divrei Torah. Sweet as honey, sweet as honey, sweet as honey on our tongue. Sweet as honey, sweet as honey, sweet as honey on our tongue. One more time. Sweet as honey, sweet as honey, sweet as honey on our tongue. Sweet as honey, sweet as honey, sweet as honey on our tongue.
So I know I have someone driving me home tonight. Let me know if you guys need the keys to my office or the library, because you can sleep on the couch.
I'm just staying in here.
You're going to sleep in here?
Yeah.
Sounds good.
I'll
I'm just
catch you
gonna
back
stumble
here next
home.
week, same time.
Oh, wait, I forgot. We live in the sanctuary.
We do live in the sanctuary.
I don't want to disabuse any of the young ones. We live here.
We do live here.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat
Shabbat
shalom.
shalom. Chag sameach.